Good day everyone, and welcome back to this YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn how to create a flyer like this. The link to download the resources will be given in the description. Let's get right into Photoshop. So here in Photoshop, I'll click on create a new file and I'll be creating a 4x4 inch document, and my resolution will be set to 300, and I'll click on create. First off, I'll start by adding a gradient fill to it. I'll come over here to my gradients and I will add the codes in the description. This is the gradient fill. Now click on OK. I'll set it to radial and I'll reverse it. Now click on OK. Next off is I'll bring in the first background for this. Now I'll drop this in on the document. I'll click on OK. I'll set it to screen and I'll press Ctrl T on my keyboard to expand it just to shine more like this, and I'll click on OK. I'll press Ctrl J on my keyboard to duplicate it and I'll take it up like that. Now I'll hold the two of them and I'll press Ctrl T on my keyboard to expand both together until I have something like this, and I'll click on OK. Next off is I'm going to bring in another background and I'm going to drop this in like this, and I'll click on OK. I'll press Ctrl A on my keyboard and I'll align it downwards. Press Ctrl D to deselect, and that's it. Next off is I'll be bringing in lights. Let's bring in this. I'll drop it in my document like this and I'll click on OK. I'll set this to screen and I'll put it up here like this. First off is I'll add adjustments to it, hue and saturation. I'll come over here and I'll right click to create a clipping mask into it, and I'll just keep shifting my hues like this until I find a very good color. For me, I would like to take it somewhere around here. Yes, I'm good like this. Next off is I'll come over to this and I'll add a filter, blur and Gaussian blur. You can just make it very blurry until somewhere around here. Yes, I'm good like this, and I'll click on OK. Next off is I will add a layer mask to it. I'll press Ctrl B on my keyboard. Make sure this is set to black and white. I'll right click and make sure my hardness is 0, and I'll brush off this one here like this. I'll click on my move tool and I'll select both layers. You can press Ctrl A on your keyboard and rename it to A light. Yes. I'll right click and I'll convert to smart object, and I'll set it to screen again, and after doing that I'm going to add a filter again to it, a Gaussian blur also, and we'll take it extremely far like this, so we have something somewhere around here just to add lights into it, and I'll click on OK. You can just drop it somewhere around here and duplicate it again, and you can bring this one here. You right click and you flip horizontally just like this. Yes. After doing that, next is to bring in this background. I'll drop it into my document like this and I'll make sure I transform it out like this, and I'll click on OK. First off, we're going to right click on blending options. We're going to add a color overlay to it. Set our color overlay to white and we'll pick dissolve. We'll dissolve this and we can set the fill to 0 and put this on 1. Yes, just like this, just to add a bit of dissolve into the document. Next off is Next off is let's add some more lights into it. We bring this in here just like that, and we transform it out somewhere around here. Yes, and you click on OK. We pick our adjustment tool, pick it again, and this time we right click also to create clipping marks into this. Set this to screen, and we can then pick our adjustments, our hue and saturation, and keep moving the slider till you find a perfect one, just like this. So for this, I'm going to be going far to my right again, so I'll get something close like this. Yes, you can even go a bit low. Yes, something like this. You can group these two together by pressing Ctrl G on your keyboard and naming it light. Next off is I'm going to bring in this brush and I'll drop it here like this. You can trim it down a bit and just have it somewhere and click on OK. You just drop it down here, somewhere around here. I can right click on blending options, and we can add the color overlay to it. One is time we are going to add our date to this place. Next off now is to bring in our logo. So we can bring in our logo here just like that and drop it into the document. You click on OK and you can just place your logo at the top right like this. I'll press Ctrl A on my keyboard and I'll center it like that. You press Ctrl D and you can use your arrow keys to set it right. Next off is to bring in the major love document, which is this. I will bring it in and drop it into our document. You can reduce it or increase it just as you wish. I think I would like to reduce, and I'll click on OK. I'll right click and I'll click on Convert to Smart Object. I'll raise it up here a bit, press Ctrl A on my keyboard, and I'll center it just like that. I'll press Ctrl D, press Ctrl T again, and I'm going to increase it a bit like this. You can raise it up a bit. And next we'll come over to this place and pick our ellipse tool and draw a perfect circle around it. Yes, just like that. Next off is to press Ctrl A on keyboard and center it like that also. Press Ctrl D and you can reduce the fill to 0 or just take it up a bit so you can see it. Take our text tool. We are going to be using the font Badoga. We click on Badoga and I'll come here and I'll just type not on when it makes this mark, yes. So it creates an outline around the circle. So we type let's talk about love. Let's talk about, and this will be the love. Press Ctrl A on my keyboard and Ctrl C so that we can then duplicate it. We duplicate, just keep duplicating for as many times as you like until you are okay with it. I'm okay here and I'll click on OK. You can come back to this ellipse tool and reduce it finally. Pick our move tool and if you zoom in, you can see this here like that. You can delete our text tool now, our ellipse tool. Come over to this text and we'll keep duplicating. You can duplicate up to 10 times so that it can come out perfectly like this. So we just keep pressing Ctrl J on our keyboard until you get a perfect one. I'll pick everything like this and I'll group them together pressing Ctrl G on my keyboard. You can rename this to talk. Press Ctrl T on my keyboard to reduce it a bit, and I can just center it to the document like this. and I'll click on OK. Next off is I'm going to pick my text tool now, and I'm going to be using the font Big Noodles. I'll link everything in the description for us. I'll change the color of this to black, and I will type the dates now. We'll come over to this layer, create a new layer, and we'll type February 14. Click on OK. Take the two texts together and center it, just like this. Press Ctrl T on your keyboard to expand the date a bit, just like that. Yes. Press Ctrl G on your keyboard to duplicate it. Take this and you can set it to red. Yes, just like that, and you click on OK. You can take the two of them together, press Ctrl T to increase them again, and just like that. You can take the two of them and reduce the tracking to 0, just like that. Come over to here, double click and reduce the tracking to 0. Yes, I like it. You can group this and name it 14th, then take this together with the brush and group it, and you can name this to date. Press Ctrl A on your keyboard to center it, press Ctrl D, press Ctrl T to expand a bit, and you can click on OK. Next off is for us to add our venue. We pick our text tool, and this time I'll be using the font Creato display. I can pick my bold, and I will just type over here the venue. I'll set the color to white so you can see it clearly. I'll click on this and I'll press Ctrl A on my keyboard, pick my move tool and center it just like that. I'll press Ctrl D and I'll press Ctrl G on my keyboard. I'll click this one below it and double click it like this and change the color to black so it shows more in the document. You can increase the tracking if you wish to somewhere around 10, and do the same also for the upper one by double clicking here and increasing the tracking to 10. I'll pick the two of them together, group them and name this venue. I'll press Ctrl A on my keyboard to center it just like that. Next off is I'm going to come over to my document now and add this love to the document. I'll reduce it to the smallest bit possible and I'll click on OK. I'll bring it over here and I'll right click over here, click on my blending options and use the color overlay to white again. This is it here. I'll press Ctrl T to reduce it a bit more because we just want to add it in bits somewhere like this. Yes, so I'll press Ctrl D and duplicate it around my document like this. When you are satisfied with your duplicates, next off is you can rename these together and group them together and call them love. Yes. Next off is I'm going to add the scribble into the document. I'll bring this and drop it here like this. You can increase it a bit and you drop it like this. I'll right click here, click on my blending options. Now set the color overlay to white. I'll click on OK and I'll come to my blending options here and pick the best blending options for this. If the blending option does not work well, I can reduce the opacity to 40. Yes, and reduce the fill also. You can right click and take it up in this. Set blending options soft light, or we can right click here and clear the layer style. So we can come over here. First, change the blending options in the vector object to white, and we can save. Then come over here to set our scribble to overlay. I'll reduce this to somewhere around 45, so it just gives this natural feel into it. Next up is I'll bring this and drop it into this place and click on OK. I'll come over here and set it to overlay, so it gives this overlay look, and I can reduce the opacity to somewhere around 70, just like that. I can also reduce the fill a bit so that it is not too deep, maybe to somewhere around 70 or so. And with that, we've been able to create a good Valentine's Day flyer like this. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.